Brown Lounge. I'm Holly Brown, and tonight I'm making mac and cheese. And this isn't just any mac and cheese. This is a wonderful mac and cheese that actually I've designed to go with my fabulous fried chicken. So hopefully you've seen that recipe, but if you haven't, check it out. It's on thebrownlounge.com, and this is going to be a wonderful side dish to go with it. I chose the ingredients in this particular mac and cheese to be a little bit sweet and savory. So let me tell you what I'm going to put in this one. I've got some really lovely savory items over here, sage, thyme, and I'm going to do some caramelized shallots. And then to sweeten it a bit, I'm going to use these organic carrots, and I'm going to use a little nutmeg. And then for the cheese, I've chosen a really sharp cheddar. It's a 3-year aged cheddar. And then I'm also going to put some Gouda in there. And then for the pasta, I've chosen a campanelle, which is a little tube that has a little bit of a floury aspect to it. And what happens there is the little flour bits, when it all comes to mix together, sort of catch some of the herbs and the carrots, and they'll stick to the pasta when you eat it. So you get a little bit of flavor in every bite. So that will be wonderful. And then last but not least, we're going to top it off with panko. Some recipes call for breadcrumbs. I particularly like panko, so we're going to make a topping based on that. So those are just some of the ingredients that you'll see in this recipe. I hope you'll stick around, and I'll show you how to make it. Okay, let's get started on this mac and cheese. So the first thing we're going to do is focus on the topping, that crispy, crunchy topping that everyone loves. So it's very easy. All I have here is 2 cups of panko. You can also use breadcrumbs if you prefer. And to that, I'm adding 2 heaping tablespoons of Parmigiano Reggiano. It's shredded here. And then to that, I've got 3 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter with 1 small clove of garlic, very finely minced. And I'm just going to add that to the top and then toss it. And then I'll set that aside, and we'll use that at the end. Put it on top. Just make sure all of that butter gets mixed into your panko and your cheese. And then as you can see over here in this big pot, I've already cooked my pasta. The key here on the pasta is you want to make sure that it is definitely al dente, and the way that you get there is probably just time it for about 1 minute less than the box instructions call for, and that'll get you pretty much where you need to be. And then just rinse it, and then what I like to do is just put a little olive oil on it, just a bit, which is what I've already done, and then toss it so it doesn't stick while it's waiting for you to prepare the rest of the ingredients to mix in. So the next step is to make our cheese sauce and to get our shallots caramelized and our carrots cooked, and then we're going to mix it all together. So stick around. I'll show you how to make that wonderful cheese sauce. As you can see here, I'm caramelizing the shallots in a little bit of olive oil, just a pinch of salt, and I'm going to let those finely chopped shallots continue to cook over medium heat until they're caramelized. And then over here, you'll see we're steaming the carrots. I cut them very small, but not too finely chopped because they're perfect size. These particular organic carrots were really small, so I just left them in their little rounds. I just gave them a little bit of an extra chop, and we're just going to give them a light steam, and we'll throw those right into the pasta and mix that in with the cheese sauce. So those are almost done as well. Now that the carrots are done, I'm just going to pour them right in to the pasta and let those sit there until we've got the cheese sauce ready to go. Now it's time to make the cheese sauce. As you can see, what I've done here in a medium-sized saucepan is I've melted 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. To that, I'm adding 1/4 cup of flour, and I'm going to whisk that constantly over medium to medium-low heat until it becomes a nice, thick mixture. As soon as it's well incorporated, and it's thick and bubbling, and it's heated up, which takes about a couple minutes. To that, I'm going to add 3½ cups of milk. Now that the mixture is nice and smooth, we're going to add the milk, very slowly, continuing to stir. I'm going to continue to whisk, whisk, whisk. We'll add all of the 3½ cups of milk, and then we'll continue to stir or whisk for another 5 or 6 minutes until it turns to a texture of a heavy cream. So it's been about 6 minutes since the milk was just being stirred on a medium to medium-low heat. And as you can see, it's getting thick, it's starting to bubble. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to put it down to a very low heat, allowing it to continue to simmer for about 10 minutes. And during those 10 minutes, we'll just stir occasionally, but this sauce, this butter, milk, and flour mixture will just continue to get thicker and thicker and thicker. And after about 10 minutes, we're going to add the cheeses, the spices, the carrots, and all of the wonderful flavorings that are going to go into this mac and cheese. So stick around, we'll come back, and we'll show you how it all comes together. Okay, we're all set to go here. My mixture of milk, butter, and flour is super thick. Turn that off. Super thick, as you can see. It coats the back of a spoon or your mixer here. So you can see very, very thick. I'm just going to now add all of the cheeses. So I've grated a couple cups of this wonderful aged cheddar, and I'm just going to stir that up, whisk it. There we go. I've got a couple cups of my wonderful Gouda here. It's a very good Gouda. And a cup of my Parmigiano Reggiano. And that is super thick. It's actually amazing. You can smell the cheeses come together here, the wonderful smell of that Gouda and that sharp cheddar. And you can see it becomes a beautiful, beautiful thick sauce. We're going to mix it all up so that it becomes nice and blended, whisked together. That hot milk mixture is melting the cheese beautifully. It almost looks like a fondue. And then we're going to add our herbs, our savory herbs. Remember, we've got about a tablespoon of thyme and about a tablespoon of finely chopped sage, and that's going to go in. We're going to just do a pinch here of pepper, a pinch of salt, and also about a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm going to ballpark it here for you. There we go. And that is going to be the extent of our cheese sauce. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our noodles, and remember I boiled the noodles, I rinsed them, I put a little bit of olive oil on them just to keep them from sticking. Our carrots, our steamed carrots, are already in here. Those carrots were very lightly steamed just so that they wouldn't be crunchy. And now we're just going to pour our beautiful cheese sauce right into the pasta and carrots. This is going to be so wonderful. And we're going to mix it all up, just like that. And then the last element we're going to add, the last ingredient, is those caramelized shallots. And that's just one shallot. Finely chopped. Going to add that in. It'll give it a nice little crunch. There we go. Just like that. I just want to make sure I get every last bit in there. And we'll mix it up. And then we are going to put it into a glass baking dish. I like to use a 9 by 12. It's not too deep so that it will cook pretty quickly, about 20 minutes in a hot oven at 350. And then last but not least, we'll put on our panko topping. So there's our glass baking dish, and here it comes. It's just beautiful. There you go. That is Holly's mac and cheese. As I said, it does go great with my fabulous fried chicken. Recipe on the Brown Lounge. Just use our recipe search. Got so many pans here. Let's scoot that over. We're just going to flatten that out, put on our panko topping, and bake. It's going to be delicious. It's so pretty. And all of these different flavors and textures, the sweet and the savory, just give it a nice, sort of an adult flavor. Although I have to tell you, my son loves this. There we go. So I'm just going to finish with that topping. I'm going to bake it, and I hope you'll stick around and see how it comes out in the end, how pretty it is. And I definitely hope you'll try it. Here we go. It's out of the oven, and if there is a smell to comfort food, this has got to be it. It really smells fantastic. So let me just show you how it looks when it's all plated up. It's got that wonderful crunch on the top, those wonderful flavors from the herbs and spices, and a little bit of sweetness from the carrots. Oh, fantastic. So, as I said, it can be served as a side dish, or it can be served as a main if you like, maybe with a little salad on the side. It's just terrific. Delicious. I hope you'll try it. And as always, come visit the Brown Lounge when you're looking for dinner party ideas. We have a search function on the site. You can also follow us on Twitter or on YouTube and Facebook. And we hope that we're helping you find some great ideas for your dinner parties to celebrate wine, food, friends, and fun. It's all here on the Brown Lounge. Visit us again. I'm Holly Brown. Thanks.